Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. And here we are on the next great show of Quack. Where we're quacking up. It's not what we've quacked up to be. Not where
always knew you were quacked.
I was quacked. And you headed for bed?
I am.
And the kiddo is in bed. Hello, Donald.
We'll make sure the kiddo is in bed.
Mm-mm-mm.
Right.
Right. Alrighty. I will inherit Donald and Brent from Geek Tank. They were both on Geek Tank, and now they'll come over here. So now I will inherit both of them, which is fun. So cool. All right, moving right along. We were moving through bits and pieces of Momentary Ghosts 2, and then I started working on Momentary Ghosts 3 and realized that I could probably cut a bunch of this scene down and make it much smaller if we don't have all the problems that we've got going on. So there goes the cup. So my thought here is because he didn't knock it down enough, so he has to knock it down because George is George. George is who he is. All right. So what we've got now is we left issue 1 with there's a signal, and it's probably a pair of bad guy ships. No problem. So then we're going to start 2 with, yep, those are definitely 2 bad guy ships. And then it's how long do we have, and 30 hours on the outside until they arrive, and when will the 427th arrive? And they won't be there until for 6 days. So, and then, so she says, let's ask Moment if they can spare their cap, and then it notes that 12 or 14 fighters and a Corvette won't do anything against 2 destroyers. So we have a little bit of a discussion about that, but we've given sort of a 30-hour timeline. So we know that in 30 hours they're showing up. And we've also sort of set up that no matter what, we've got, it's going to take 6 days for the destroyer, for our guys to get there. So all right. So then the next thing I want to kind of talk about here is, she decides to go think about it, right? So now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move our scenes with Alex and the cat forward. So I'm going to move them into this section of the script right through here. So this would be Alex and the cat scene through here to here. And the last time we saw Alex, she wasn't doing very good, so this actually fits a little bit better. She's less. Last time I had her just sitting at a fire, and now I can have her kind of curled up in a little building or something. Not, this crumbling building kind of. It actually would be kind of cool if something like unfamiliar stars. Like she says something about unfamiliar stars. So that when the cat shows up, she can still have that same discussion with the cat. But it's unfamiliar. Yo! Ah! How are you?
I'm alive. How are you?
You're also alive. I too am alive. Oh, I see you are alive. I too am alive.
So what you working on this evening?
I'm going through and redoing layouts. So issue 2 didn't feel right to me for Bellatrix Rising. It just didn't feel. It felt weird. It didn't feel like they were admiring enough of the. They didn't respect the fact that it was a disaster. You'd kind of said that earlier. You're like, they just had a disaster. And I'm like, yeah. And like in all of issue 2, everybody's like, yeah, there's a disaster, whatever. Let's go about this other part of the plot. I'm like, this is so good. So this rewrite feels a whole lot better, but now it kind of set up 3 to be a little weird. So I just want to fix all of the problems with 3, and so I'm just moving the scenes around. So they're still the same scenes are there. It's just that I'm moving things around. That's all. Donald, are you saying you're cold or that Kayan is cold? Because it's still 9 degrees outside. That's insane. So. Anyway, that's where I am right now.
Huh?
That's where I am right now. Is working on Alex and the cat.
It's Alex and the cat. Yes, Alex and the cat. One is an Alex, the other's a cat.
You spilled cold drink on yourself. That's not cool. I feel like I've got 3 different threads that we're working on here. But I also feel like in issue 2, we were at this better spec saying something. Hey, David.
Hey, David.
Better spec came up and said something to the effect of something bigger is happening. And so, and then now I'm kind of looking at that. I'm be in that same spot coming into another what's it? Another splash page. In that same scene. So yeah, what's your battle plan for tonight, Ken?
I haven't figured that out yet.
You're like, I'm not there yet. I appreciate that as well. I have discovered an interesting thing I do really good. Hey, Minty. I do
Hi, Minty.
good, like top level plotting while being body doubled, but I really need to like not be body doubled for dialogue. Like I can't body double while doing dialogue. It's very weird. The dialogue that I came up with before was kind of stilted, but once I got offline and just sat here with like calming music, my my dialogue was much cleaner and sharper, and it actually sounded more like the characters. So it's hard to hear their voices, I guess, when I'm on which is an interesting side effect. Yeah, that's fair. Hmm. Are we making another Harry Potter movie? Mm-hmm.
Oh, so we got a very, very interesting email the other day from the developer that's developing the houses behind us.
Uh-huh.
So, according to his plans, his original plans, he was supposed to already have widened the road beside us and then be deep in building the development to the back and to the north.
Right.
And so we asked him about the oil fields because they're all supposed to be capped off, and we noticed a lot of oil traffic. And we got back. Oh yeah, they're still operating. We're finalizing that whole thing. It's another 9 months to a year out.
Yep.
So that tells us that they're nowhere near.
Yep. That's what it tells me too. Just the way it is, it's just driving me crazy.
I don't know if you can hear it, but the wind is wild, man. It is blowing so hard.
I can't hear, but still here. Interesting. They're saying snow.
It's feeling it. It is definitely feeling it.
Mm-hmm. Although it doesn't look like it may be anymore. We'll see. No, it says tomorrow. Yeah, but it's going to be one of those rain for a while, then snow, then rain, then snow, then rain, then snow. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be pretty ugly. I mean, but it doesn't look like it's going to accumulate. Just crap, you know?
Yeah, it's just going to be enough to be nasty tomorrow.
Yeah, looks like
And that's, crap. That's the other thing that we have to keep in mind. I have to go deal with something else.
right. How much can I get away with here on the scene? Like, how much can be ejected?
So my dad, before he passed, signed up for some sort of weird antivirus thing,
Oh, yeah.
and I've been meaning to ditch him off to the side, and they made it nearly impossible to get rid of them.
Get rid of your antivirus stuff?
Huh?
You mean get rid of the antivirus stuff?
Yeah, get rid of because it's a subscription based company that I've never heard of,
Oh,
and you know they have fully latched on like a leech to the wallet during a time in which you don't need it to be.
so much as $1 going out.
Yeah.
All of that one. Can you go from the? Is it from your Google Wallet?
No.
Because you can block from the inside out
Yeah.
on some of these and just say no.
I'm trying to do this the nice way.
Right,
Otherwise, I start going the nasty way.
right.
And I'll be right back.
Okay. Courtkeeper.
Yeah, it's supposed to start snowing tonight, and then throughout periodically throughout the day have heavy bands of snow. So, but they're saying most of the winds would occur,
Usually,
but it's going to make the road.
I like
difficult, so we'll have
to move in a different way. I'm going to try this. Split the difference, right? I kind of want more pages here for my Alex and the cat scene. But I don't think I need, but I need more time here. But on the flip side, this is the scene where Chang is talking to Tum, who's the engineer. And they're both reminiscing about going to college and learning tactics. And Tum's response here is, blow up the planet, blow up the sun. And Chang's like, don't do that. That's stupid. But she comes up with the idea to foul the system, make it too difficult for anyone to get into the system. Now I'm kind of like, maybe I do this in 2 pieces. Yeah, okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it in 2 pieces. So up here to this point right here, we're gonna have the cat scene. Alex is talking to the cat, holographic cat. End it with something that indicates I wouldn't want to be where Chang is or something like that.
Okay, I'm back.
Hi, Dak. I'm Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah, good thing. I actually think that now that you're back, I might go get more water in my own.
What is Core Keeper?
That is a good question Minty was talking about. I'm going to be right back. I need water. Did we ever find out what Core Keeper is?
No, not yet.
Not yet. The funny part is they said, I'm playing Core Keeper, and I went, oh yeah, Core Keeper. Like I knew what it was, and then I realized like 10 minutes later, I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, are you seeing something real, or are you just seeing things you're imagining? George just ran in here, looking around frantically, and then left. I'm like, did you see something real, or yeah, we're just insane? What's going on?
He's searching for the cup.
Right?
That cup has to die. Tonight. It has tormented him for the last time. That cup is serious business.
I put more water in the cup just so he'll come back to the cup. got you the cup. Just for you. Like 2 seconds. Yeah, maybe longer.
What I tell you?
It wouldn't be so bad except he's so consistent.
And now I keep having this wild story about George and the cup. And after I'm done talking about it, going on this rant, like a minute or two later, that's when the cup dies.
He's such a weird animal. Oh. Well, when we went to pick him up from the shelter, we wanted the one with the most character.
You definitely got that. You got your money's worth and more out of that one.
Totally did. Totally did. He's a character in the third. Such a funny little critter.
They're both at the printer.
Oh, yours is off too, huh?
Mine went off last week.
Oh, but he was sick. Yep. Mine went off. Mine went off last night because it had to be redone. There was a rebuild. But both of them are at the printer, which is kick butt. Way too cool. We'll have physical copies of Wicked West. Which reminds me, I probably should order more bags and boards at some point. Was out on Global Comics looking at things. What is yours listed under? Magic?
I didn't look. Hang on. Did you not find mine?
I don't know. I went out here to look at what was on Global Comics and kind of get an idea.
Fighting, LGBTQT, love, magic, and military.
Because I'm just trying to figure out what. Let's see, new. So you said fighting. This is the reason why I'm just I'm out here looking around and kind of trying to figure out what's going on. These are all okay. It should be all. To see God's bane. Let's see. This is not, by the way, looking in my following group, because I know that if I look at the creators I follow, I'll find it. I just want to make sure I can find us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and apparently you can't find me.
You can find me. I found Bellatrix. I don't know why I'm not finding you. That makes me slightly concerned.
Like, I can do a search and find it right away.
There must be something going on. Because I could, like I said, I can find Bellatrix. So,
Of course, it doesn't help that everything in the world is in magic.
have you sold any?
No.
Is it free? Yeah, it's free. There. That's what I think of this.
Let me try.
Still my favorite shirt of hers with the flip off finger. Almost as good as the Put Me In Coach. There's the Put Me In Coach. I wonder if it's because you're not safe for work.
Huh?
I wonder if you're NSFW. I wonder if that's why we're not fighting. Scars are so cool.
Make sure you switch from all to manga. I still don't see it.
I'm going through and loving all of your comments. Just so you have the hit. Because maybe that'll bring us up a little bit in the ratings. I'm also flipping through all your pages because it's so much fun.
Were you able to find it?
I search. You're one of my follow. I follow you as a creator. So. No, now the wind's picking up. It just took a while to travel down. Set for manga. And then set for magic. God's Bait shows up on everything. So, I mean, not funny in a bad way, funny in a good way. The problem that I've got is it only shows like 24. It only shows 24 hits. There we go. Now more show. There we go. Nice doing 86%. You've reached the end of this release. Okay. There.
By the way, did you see the thing that it leaked the algorithm for Twitter and how it worked?
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I should probably tag obscene language too, shouldn't I? And another weird hit. Right at 18th, 19th, to the 20th. Somebody read the entire comic on the 20th. That's interesting. I wonder what that means. Somebody tapped me yesterday. I wonder what, when these people come in and they read only 10 pages, I wonder what that means. You know?
If only we had Kat here to explain that to us.
Right? Because like I know what one hit would mean. They're like they had explained that last night. Was something to the effect of when there's one hit, they come into, you know, to bookmark it, and then they, that's what that usually means. So they're going to come back later, and so they could be part of some other grouping of reads.
Yeah.
But 10 pages is kind of weird. It's like you got about 10 pages in, you're like, eh. You know what I mean? Like, okay. Not sure what that means. But you and I, we're going to have to start pivoting here and working a little bit harder on our social media presence and stuff.
Yeah.
I was doing numbers and thinking about stuff over the weekend, and my long-term goal plan is not to getting a 401k, so retirement isn't exactly one of those top 10s. Not likely to find a whole lot of retirement options. So my only real option is to do this, and hopefully we can get ourselves a phone. When you put Armageddon Divinity out on Global Comics, did you censor?
No.
I didn't think so.
Because they only have a problem with graphic sex, but nudity is fine so long as you aren't very over in your face with it.
Yeah. Then I may go on ahead and put Make up on it. Yeah, because heavy metal's on here. I mean, like, realistically. Let's see. The comics really do run a gambit on art style, like attack, all right, skill, some of these are really, really advanced skill, and some of them are, you know, which is interesting. Also makes it feel very much like it's.
Can you get closer to your microphone? Because you're very quiet this evening.
Oh, I may have turned my mic down. That's probably why. Am I better now?
Yeah, you're much louder.
Yeah, I turned the mic down for the transition of music. And so that's all. I just forgot. Forgot to turn it back up. I'm uploading the Omake. I don't know what D5, D7. What does that mean? I don't know what all these D's mean. This is D1, D2, D2, D3, D3. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Okay, so what does that mean?
It's doing the folio pages. So the D's mean what page it's on, so to speak. So like D2 is the folio of, so there's two D2s, there's two D3s, D4, etc., etc., etc. So it's trying to align the folio pages so that they lay out correctly, which makes sense.
Oh, by the way, I have an interesting question for you. Being a driving instructor, can a company get sued for making their app too distracting?
Right? Oh, man. I have that problem all the time. Like, Spotify is a pain in the butt.
Well, Google does the same thing. Like, unless you pay the $23, it not only throws a bunch of ads up, but it also makes it so you have to keep the going, and then you actually have to tap on there saying, yes, I want to continue playing. Yes, play this, start it again. And it keeps having you interact with it as you're driving.
Is this your map?
No, this is the music software.
Does it have
So
a
I'm
mode?
on, huh?
Does it have a driving mode?
No. So I'm wondering if you could, if Google
sue
is liable
Right.
if I have an accident because they're trying to make their app more distracting to get you to pay.
Right. That's a good question.
So like that happened to me this evening. Was I was driving and it started throwing up a million things, stopping the music and making it more distracting for me to deal with.
Yeah, that's not cool. I'm with you. Yeah, that's not cool at all. Yeah, they're not liable, but there really needs to be something like that. I mean, technically speaking, you're not supposed to interact with your phone, and that puts it as sort of your problem, sort of thing. You know what I mean? So, as in, like, technically speaking, if you get into an accident because you were fussing with your phone, it's going to be one of those, the law is going to see it as your error.
Yeah. But
Because you
they
didn't
made
get-
the phone super distracting
Right,
on purpose.
right. Not disagreeing. I am doing the things in here real quick. There we go. Now, how do I change it to a double page group? Nope. Edit? Maybe?
Good. Thank you. Oh, that was a total pain in the butt. And like Total AV or this antivirus thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they hid the cancel the account.
Right.
So once you do cancel the account, if you're able to successfully get that far, then you have to hit cancel my account half a dozen times. Then it puts you into a chat room in which a guy pleads with you to stay. And then once you say no, cancel my account, he goes, okay, I'll send you a link. It'll get there in the next half an hour to an hour. Then you have 10 minutes to click on the link.
Mm-hmm.
And once you click on the link, then they hide the actual link in the email. So it's hard to find. And that takes you to a page in which it's like, okay, you're looking at canceling your account. we've sent you a verification email. So now you have to wait for the verification code to come in, and that takes 10 to 15 minutes. And then when the verification code comes in, and you put that in, then it leads you to a page about, okay, we're canceling the account, and you have to cancel the account half a dozen times.
Right.
And it's like, you have made this nearly impossible. Because what they're doing, I know what they're doing, and that makes me even madder, is they're trying to make it so that you go, screw it.
Yep.
I guess I'm getting tired of all of these companies treating me like I am their personal wallet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Especially when money isn't exactly, we're not made of it.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to, and everything is designed to make it so that we screw up and end up paying a lot of money. And that's, I really, it's one of the things I hate about subscriptions. The model is designed to trip up ADDers specifically, because we'll forget. That whole process you just went through, I would have failed 5 times. Just messed it up, because I would have been like, I missed something. There was something and that, you know what I mean? It would have just been horrible.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, earlier tonight, you know, all of my friends were talking about, oh, you need to see the new D&D movie. You need to see it is awesome. You need to see the D&D movie.
Right.
And I went, no, I'm not seeing it. I refuse to. After how they acted in, you know, how WotC acted towards their customer base, I am not supporting D&D as a license or product. And they're like, well, the movie's different. That's Paramount. I'm like, I don't care.
Right.
And then my friends became very active in trying to get me to see the movie, and it's like, I don't want to see the movie.
Yeah,
I want to see that movie fail.
Right.
I want that movie to fail and have Paramount turn to WotC and go, okay, explain this.
Right. Why did this fail? I'm going through and adding frames this time. I didn't do it last time, and I'm like, I wonder if that makes this harder to read.
Eh,
The next release is out on Global Comics tomorrow, though. That'd be cool.
Of what?
Oh, Bellatrix.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna put the Omake out there. Should be fun.
I guess I'm just getting tired of being treated poorly by big companies.
Right? That I cannot even disagree with. I'm over it too. But I agree with you about I'm just tired of being their personal wallet.
Yeah. And it feels like more and more I am being treated that way by multiple companies.
Right?
And I think part of that is also stemming from having bought a bunch of different and spending a lot of money, like $30 a tablet holder is not like chump change.
Right.
And I bought two of them, so I spent $60, and both of them failed within a month.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you.
But what do I know? I'm just a walking, talking wallet to them.
Right. You're just a wallet. What do you know? You don't know anything. I just like your response to it. You built your own.
Yeah.
Pretty much what I've done here. I mean, I built these side tables for the same reason. It's like I could get tables online or a whole bunch of wood out in the garage. So,
Well, and that's just it too. And if you want to spend over $100 on tables, you can buy anything anywhere. But if you're on a budget, suddenly you can't find any table that's, not going to fall apart next week.
right.
Or it looks like shit. And
Right.
yet, pallets, hey, you can find any pallet you want for free. But wood is expensive as crap for no reason. I guess I'm becoming an old man. This is the old man grumpy rant is now what I'm now hitting that stage in my life. Just give me the little staff I can, wave around.
Right.
And like this Total AV, Dad set it up and they've been quietly taking out money for months. And I kept going, I need to get rid of them. I need to get rid of them. And then on the time in which I critically need the money, they took out $20.
Right.
Randomly. Because I wasn't paying them the $120 for the year. And they threatened to cancel my account, threatened to cancel when I still refused to pay, and they were like, okay, we're not going to take out any more. I'm sorry to see you go. They took out $20.
Right.
Also, sorry for not having my screen up tonight. I am drawing, but it's not suitable for streaming.
That's fine. I've just been, I'm over on Global Comics trying to do this.
And I keep going, I shouldn't draw this on stream. This'll be wait a minute. I'm not. I'm actually I'm not. I have my screen turned off.
Right. Kiddo's eating pretzels. I'm like, what are you doing? But he gave me pretzels.
There you go. Wait, shouldn't Kiddo be in bed?
Right? That's sort of what I asked him. That's right.
How comfortable are you talking about the shooting in Tennessee? Because I have a little bit of a rant about that.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't bother me. I'm trying to put all this up on Let's It, so I will be in and out of the discussion, but you can rant. I'm okay with that. It won't bother me.
Okay. Because I think you'll find where I'm going to go with this to be quite fascinating.
Okay.
So that school, all of the teachers were armed.
Oh, really?
Yes. they had literally everything there that the other side of the debate is saying, well, schools should have to keep the kids safe. They had. The cops showed up really, really fast, 10 minutes. And still 6 people died.
Right. Right.
And I get it. I get that you don't want to, people don't want to be held accountable for other people's actions. But there comes a time in which it's a few bad apples are spoiling the bunch.
Well,
and it's getting to be worse and worse and worse. So,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a thing that's kind of interesting that, well, I don't know. As a dad, I just see it as it's like if my kid were doing that, I'd take away the things,
Well, in this case, they did. But this person had access to 3D STL files.
Of what?
Of guns. You can 3D print guns. Like fireable weapons.
Yeah, fireable weapons, yes, but not repeatable. I mean, like, the temperatures that a gun gets to would be far higher than the temperatures that our printers can print at. So I could see them firing one shot, maybe two, but there would come a point where, I guess there must be other pieces that they're building in there, things that can take the heat.
And there's also materials that are higher temp rating.
Yeah, okay. I'll accept that. Yeah. Hi, George. How are you? How are you doing? Yeah, I was oh wow, interesting. I'm sorry, I just hit publish and it says AI usage disclaimer. Was AI used to generate this release?
Oh, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Rather fascinating.
And speaking of another topic
that
we talk about quite a bit.
Yeah. No, there is definitely something very wrong with it. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely something very wrong with what we're doing on this one.
Yeah.
Because if nothing else, I found 2 maps that were side by side that was fascinating. One showed population and number of guns per person or per 100 people. So we have like 86 guns per 100 people. So 0.8 guns per person. And it is markedly, the next closest is like 15 guns per 100 people. So like we are far and away more guns per person than any other country on the planet. And then the next one was school shootings, at which time, since say 1890 or whatever, we've had something like 1100 or something like that, and the next closest ones had 15. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's those two statistics are, it's not like we're just a couple more than, but we're not just number one, we're like many times over number one.
Yeah.
And though I do totally and completely agree, it's not the guns that are the problem per se. Like, you can't blame an inanimate object. It's access to the guns that are the problem.
Yeah.
People keep saying they'd still happen even if you didn't have it. And I'm like, well, you can't have a mass stabbing. You know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to have a mass stabbing. You can get 2, but you can't get 20. You know what I mean?
I think China had a mass stabbing once, but still,
What?
we're talking about that. That is one example,
Right.
and yet just this year alone, we've had what 30 or 40 mass shootings.
Right.
So it is not the same.
Yeah. It's disturbing to me. Just the numbers, the volume. The volume. You know what I mean? The volume of it.
I think there's also deniability of, oh, it can never happen to me.
Yeah. Maybe.
You know, it's always somebody else until it happens to you.
I'm absolutely in agreement. We have a bigger problem that isn't involving that. We have an entitlement problem, which is the biggest issue. People feel entitled. Society's kind of not giving them the things that they're entitled. And that makes them cranky, and then they get mad, and then they break. And I get it. It's unique. The culture is unique. And that's probably what's actually causing all of this at the core. That said, it's kind of like if you have a problem with open flame in your house, you don't say we're all entitled to have natural gas leaking anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's you have to do something about, well, okay, fix the problem. If you can't fix the problem quickly, then do something about the access to the problem, and that's my biggest issue. That bothers me, because I do concur. I understand what the political right is trying to say, and that is you're not solving the actual problem. But I've had this problem with a number of my friends who are politically right-leaning, which is it's not supposed to do that. Okay, I get that, but that's not fixing it by just saying it's not supposed to do that. That doesn't fix the problem. You're just sitting there going, see, that's just broken.
Yeah. That's my point.
Right?
You're not fixing it by saying it's not supposed to do that, And it's the same thing here. The problem isn't the guns. Okay, we'll fix the problem. Well, we can't. Then fix the guns. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't fix the problem, then fix the guns. And it's not saying that nobody should have guns. Just people who don't pass the basic tests shouldn't have guns.
Yeah.
What's so funny is I was on Reddit and somebody said, I like to go up to these people who are talking about this and say, hi,
I've been diagnosed with schizophrenia and multiple personality disorder, and I have 3 guns. One of them's on my hip.
Okay.
And
And
he
that's
does
when I turn to the guy and go, "Oh, so you're an ammo carrier. Got it."
right. Well, that's what he was saying. He says I like to do that to the political right because I'm allowed to have weapons.
Yeah.
And he's like, with schizophrenia and MPD, I should not have weapons.
Yeah.
Nobody should allow me to have these weapons.
But
And
it's
I'm
also
like, that's a statement.
but it's also the statement of when people are going in open carrying.
Yeah.
And they're trying to be all macho about it. And it's like all you're doing is just waving a flag saying, "Shoot me, I have more ammo." You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You are painting a giant red flag on your back with the guns.
Mm-hmm. 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 It's true. But it's still, I mean, I think that's the most that's the most salient point I've heard was that guy on Reddit who said, I've got schizophrenia and MPD diagnosed by a doctor, and I own 3 guns. And it's like, yeah, see, that's where we have a problem.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's a threat. That's a threat to society. And the guy knows it. You know? But moreover, it's part of our culture. And it's so embedded in our culture that it's difficult to figure out what to do about it. I mean, heck, technically right now, I own guns. I don't even want them. But I inherited them, you know?
Well, like we have guns here.
Yeah.
And, you know, we need to think about having them for defense. You know, in case something happens and I need to protect the alpaca. Like,
yeah,
I get it.
mean, you actually totally have a legitimate, honest to God reason why you need a weapon. Somebody might, or some creature might try to attack your alpaca or anything out there, and you need to be able to go out there and shoot a coyote.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. But like me, the odds of somebody actually breaking into this house are so phenomenally slim. And frankly, my wife and I are far better with blades than we would be with guns anyway.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I'd be more afraid to break into your house and suddenly you have a bow and arrow in your hand.
right,
I'm just saying.
right. I'm good with bows and arrows, but I'm also good with blades.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't. And there's a lot of
check
corners.
your Facebook.
Check my Facebook.
Yes.
Oh, I like that piece. Also, your breakfast thing is kind of scary. Just saying.
Oh no, that thing is terrifying.
Yeah, but I like the piece.
And I have several friends that want me to try it. So I'm thinking about buying a second one just to try. But that one I'm keeping, and I'm going to put into a container so that nothing can get to it, so I can prove that I wasn't having a fever dream about breakfast ramen. But does that pose look really good to you? How do you
Yeah, I
feel
like the
about
piece you're drawing. That one's good. That piece looks good. I think the thing that makes me so mad is that both political sides on that one, it's all or nothing.
Yeah.
you know. And it's not all or nothing, but the other side believes that the other side is all or nothing. You know what I mean? Like,
And it's not that way. It's like,
it's not that
even
way. And we
here,
don't come to any kind of resolution because we're constantly going, well, you just want to do all. And then the other side's like, no, well, yeah, you are. You know, like they keep telling the other side that they want all. And it's like, nobody's listening. And
Yeah.
meanwhile, you know,
and yet it's a very thorny issue. I admit that it's a thorny issue that can go down a slippery slope very quickly.
mm-hmm.
But it's also like the guy that advocated against the government being able to tell you to wear seatbelts.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what happened to him?
He died in a car crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. The car flipped and he was killed
Mm-hmm.
when it ejected him.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and that's another thing that's brutal is like a couple of weeks ago, a gun advocate who was all about, gun advocacy, and he was killed cleaning his gun or something like that. It was like, which means that he
That
wasn't.
sounds like a freak accident thing. The guy that was killed cleaning his gun.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I saved it because I was like, this is another one of those things. Oh no, he was a gun advocate, and I think he was killed by his like 5-year-old son by accident, or something even worse. You know what I mean? Like an entire horror show of crap. And it's not the first one. There was another one where a sheriff, his sheriff's like 3-year-old son shot his infant daughter and killed her.
Yeah.
With his service revolver. And it's like, these are the people who just should have known better, and they didn't. And
or the one where the pet killed the owner.
Yeah.
Shot and killed the owner. And the pet wouldn't know any better. I think it was a dog. And killed the guy. And you feel terrible for the entire family.
Right.
It's certainly not the dog's fault. The dog didn't pick up the gun and go, okay, that's it. This son of a bitch needs to die.
You're going down. Yeah, no.
No, he was probably going, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. Boom. Got excited.
Doing the things that you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sorry, that was a giant rant that has been building up in my mind. And it isn't, like, I understand it. Like, my entire comic, the main character has a service gun.
Mm-hmm.
She has a service pistol. It was issued to her.
Sure.
Now, I'm not afraid of guns. I'm not afraid of people having weapons. In fact, I think in a lot of cases, you know, people should have them. But
Mhm.
there are also cases in which people should not have them.
Right? I'm not disagreeing with you. And that's the problem, is that I don't want guns taken away. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But-
absolutely not.
But I mean, you should have to at least have a basic test. I mean, I teach driving, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? Like, and Colorado is considering making it mandatory for you to have driver's ed if you're under 21. And I
Well,
totally agree.
And I ran into something, so I went to go renew my driver's license because I forgot to do that in October. I'll admit that. It's been a little busy around here. I went to go do it, and part of the rules to get a new driver's license is you need to have an optometrist appointment.
Well, that's a different thing.
Yeah,
Usually
you
they
need to
test
see
there.
you need to see an eye doctor.
I don't know if I like that much.
But it makes sense too. You know, particularly if you're going online to do it, you need to prove that in the last year you've seen a optometrist.
Right. I mean, I don't just the only problem I've got, of course, is that means that somewhere along the line I'm going to have to be forced to see an optometrist.
Which probably isn't a bad thing. Like, I was thinking about it, it's like, how many people really know if they have bad vision or not?
Right. Well, and I have seen an optometrist in the past year. I literally have seen an optometrist in the last year. My biggest problem is that I just have to I'm about to have to triage medical. And that's not a plus for me.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a talk this weekend, and we're probably going to have to cancel my health insurance so that we can give Kai health insurance.
Yeah.
Because it's
No, I get you.
and so I'm going to go off health insurance, and now it's going to be, as a driving instructor, I'm going to have my license re-upped, and if I have to go to an eye doctor, they're going to say, well, that's $500 or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And that's going to be wait, whoa, you know. I'm not sure I'm into that plan. So, yeah.
But at the same time, I also understood it too. Because there's too many people that they never go see a doctor and their eyes are just fine. And they really aren't. You know, because they're denying reality.
Yeah.
And the reality is we get older, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I don't disagree. I just disagree with forcing me to have to pay money to people who know darn well that it's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with that either. I am disturbed that it's $80 to cover my child. It's $300 to cover me per month. It's $800 to cover my child and me. If we want to, and that's for the crappy, you barely get any service plan. If you want the not crappy version, it's $1,500 a month to cover both of us. That's literally half of my wife's paycheck. It's over half of her paycheck. And that's not playing fair.
Kosher. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, well, you can go uninsured, but man, go to the hospital and that's it. All your money is gone for the rest of your life. Just flush.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. I think that people feel like that the capitalized insurance is like, well, it's $10 a month or whatever. And it isn't. But I'm still, like, legitimately, guys, I'm sitting here going, I don't know. Maybe I should just hope for a really nice widowmaker heart attack that'll kill me off quick. Because, man, anything else that goes wrong, and it's just going to cost a ton of money. And I don't make a lot of money. That's really kind of a scary thing to suddenly face, because I don't want to leave this planet. I'm good. I don't want to leave. I have no interest in that. But you do have to suddenly think that through. You're like, wow, I could be a burden, a real burden. I could be a financial burden and cost a lot of money.
Well, and particularly right now, where everything has gone ape shit.
Mm-hmm.
Cost
off the roof.
It's like, I was watching a thing in which it had the famous rant from God, what was that actor's name? He played in Black Sheep. He was a comedian.
Larroquette? John Larroquette?
No, not Larroquette. He died. This guy died like 90s, 2000.
Oh, okay.
I think of a heart attack, actually.
No. In Black Sheep Squadron?
No. It's a comedy that was called Black Sheep. Chris Farley.
Oh, Farley. Mm-hmm.
And so Chris Farley was on SNL, and he had that famous rant in the 80s of, if you don't go to school and get a proper job, you're going to be eating government cheese and living down by the river, that kind of thing. And now prices are so expensive that everybody's getting to that point. Even the people with the high-paying jobs.
Right. We're all going to be eating government cheese.
And living down by the river.
Well, what started the whole thing was by 2034, they're saying that Social Security is going to have to step down and only pay 70%. And start stepping down from there unless somebody does something about it. Well, nobody's going to do anything about it. So by the time I will be 62 when that happens. So that'd be 3 years before I can start pulling Social Security.
What year is this?
2034.
24. So,
35, I think. 2035. So 12 years
12
from now.
years
Mm-hmm.
from now?
I'll be 62. Right?
Yeah, I'll be 50 something.
Right.
But still.
Yeah, I mean, well, It'll be worse for you because you're after me, because it's
Yeah.
going to start stepping down from there. But I haven't worked that many jobs where we had Social Security. Either I worked at jobs where they were really, really, I was working as a contractor or whatever, or I worked at jobs where the manager in charge didn't like that government getting into stuff, so he had managed to cook the books enough that I didn't pay the Social Security or whatever. And whatever's the story, through my entire life, I haven't paid a whole lot of Social Security. And so I mean, I'm not expecting a whole lot of Social Security anyway, And so that's why I was saying we've got to figure out our social media stuff, you and me, because I'm looking at no retirement, no money, nothing. And I'm going to end up being a burden on the family if I don't do something,
Or even if you're not a burden on the family, you're still, you're still going to be getting old.
Yeah.
And you have to think about that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we're not spring chickens. So, I don't know. It's not something I have been happy to think about.
No, but it's something you have to think
Yeah.
about. Like, we're now hitting the point where, we're having to think about the next stages of our life.
Yeah.
And as people have now pointed out to me many, 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 many times, I have had so many brushes with death. Everyone's surprised I'm still alive.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of true. But I mean, you're still alive, and that's the important part, right?
Yeah. Oh no, I get it. Like that's and it's not bad, but at the same time, it's like,
Yeah.
When people are saying, "Oh, you only get one brush with death," and I go, "Okay, so which one was that supposed to be?" I'm starting to feel like Dr. Lucky over here. Oh, please tell me you know that game.
You're like, hold my beer. I got this. I totally got this.
Please tell me you know about the game Dr. Lucky.
No.
So it's a card game, I
Okay.
believe. Your whole purpose is to kill Dr. Lucky while preventing the other players from killing Dr. Lucky. And I feel like I'm starting to play a real life version of that.
I gotta put my booties on.
It is after midnight, so we should probably start.
Winding down. I'm already winding down. I'm prepping for bed. I've been prepping for bed this
Yeah.
entire time, but we've been talking, so I've been kind of like, well, I'll just keep talking to you.
Yeah.
If you're, because I can prep for bed while talking to you. I got to put my planter's flashy fascist things on, these little things that prevent my feet from cramping.
They've got these little like straps so that my feet can't pull down.
Makes sense.
Because that's what happens. The thing that's really frustrating about that is that, of course, my feet are all really into the idea of cramping every night now. It used to be that they just cramp every so often. But later this week, I get to go see a doctor about it, so we should see what happens. So anyway, I will be back on tomorrow, I guess. And so will you at some point.
Yes.
But we should probably get going.
Yep.
David, it was good to have you here. Oh, yeah, now you're here, huh? You little pest. It was good to have you. I appreciate you hanging with us. We'll see you later on. And it was good to see you too, Minty. I know that you were here for a little bit, and then you went and played a game that we don't know about anymore. And then Brent passed out somewhere along the line. I think we lost Donald as well. And so, cool. But other than that, I hope everybody had a great evening, and I will see you all tomorrow. And thank you for being with me, Ken. And as always, keep your eyes on the stars. Bye-bye.
Bye.